All right, welcome back, listeners, to Those Guys. Today we're talking about Heat.
Yeah, welcome.
John, welcome to the podcast once more.
Connor.
Third time around.
Yeah, 100%. Welcome back.
Before we get super started here, big shout out to everyone who's expressed support, whether it be in person, you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who's dropped a like, subscribe, comment, it's all very much appreciated. It sounds like some people might actually like what we have to say. So
yeah, which is great news.
Huge shout out. So again, if you enjoy it and you want to get people in on it, whether it's to get the water cooler talk going about a movie that has been seen, or a few people have already told me, like, oh, we need to check out Formula One or Training Day just so I can listen to the pod. Like, that's the goal here. That's what we're aiming for. We want to get people in on these great films, right? So a natural next choice, in our opinion, was Heat. As another disclaimer, we decided to bring our third co-host on. So this is Maverick,
Maverick,
the golden retriever. So if you hear a squeaky wheel, that's just him whining. If you hear heavy breathing, that's not me getting hyped up and excited talking about Heat. Without further ado, we'll get to the tail of the tape on the film.
Yes, sir.
So the movie's called Heat. Came out in 1995, which would have made last year the 30th anniversary.
Right.
Yeah. So I was born in 95, so I should have been able to get that math way quicker.
All your fingers there.
Yeah. This was written and directed by Michael Mann. He's been involved in a few other films, such as Last of the Mohicans, Collateral, The Aviator, The Insider, starring two heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
We got Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, along with notable mention Val Kilmer.
Yes.
Who apparently his only motivation for kind of being in this film was to do a role with the two previously mentioned actors who obviously heavy hitters now. They were, heavy hitters back then.
Yeah,
names. This was the first movie they ever did together, because I do believe either in The Godfather they never shared a scene, or was it in separate entries?
I want to say separate entries, if I remember correctly, but I haven't seen those in a while.
If someone wants to educate us in the comments, please
do.
It. Yeah, because I know they were both in either separate entries of The Godfather. They just never shared a scene. Yeah. But for sure, this is the first movie that they ever shared a scene, or I guess two scenes in, which in reality, was only two scenes if you don't count the bank robbery, because, I guess they share a parking lot or a street at times. But as far as maybe dialogue or direct,
it's only like two.
Either way, they both kill it. Pacino, tons of movies to his resume, but includes Serpico, Godfather, Scarface, Scent of a Woman. De Niro was in Raging Bull, Godfather, Taxi Driver, The Irishman, Casino. Val Kilmer, in classic films like Top Gun, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, The Saint.
Classic.
He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in this film, and he actually does, in my opinion, a pretty killer job. Especially,
he does a really good job.
The one scene with his wife on the balcony
at the end there. That
talk about a guy who looks like he's in a tremendous amount of pain.
Oh yeah.
If you listen to the doctor there, when he says he has a shattered clavicle, he's just after probably less than 24 hours up and walking around. So incredible performance by everyone in this film. They bring their A game. Very basic synopsis. This is a cops and robbers film about essentially the two characters, but they're also surrounded by crews, and they're both the best at what they do. Right. You have, the cop who doesn't take days off. This is his passion, his true calling. Everything else takes second place, which they iterate pretty clearly.
It shows it clear.
And then the career criminal, who's again no real attachments.
No, although towards the end he kind of changes, but
and he has his motto there, right?
Yes. He does revert.
Don't get too attached to anything that you can't walk out on 30 seconds flat when you spot the heat coming around the corner, which is pretty much the recurring theme for the film. Yes. And it's kind of like an endless cycle between the two characters. You have the career criminal can't get attached. He needs to be able to jump, bolt the
At any
moment
moment,
the
yeah.
cops are coming around the corner. Like,
Yep.
can't afford to have distractions, attachments, anything that's going to slow him down. Leads to a very lonely life if you're going to be the best and successful doing what you're doing.
Yes.
So with that kind of comes the flip side, where the cop, unable to follow and keep up and catch someone like that, can't work a fixed schedule.
No.
And, family obligations are going to come second.
Yeah, next to no personal life.
In order to be able to move when he moves, he's got to be free. Can't be tied down, no chains. That's right up until the final thing. That is something that plays into it continuously. When did you watch this?
Well, multiple times, but I need to get another refresher. So, you know what? I squeezed another set in this morning just in case.
Yeah, I was about a week ago, just due to scheduling issues. Would have made it a lot sooner, but wanted to make sure my notes were in delivered, because
that's fair.
We owe it to this film to deliver on this, and didn't want to slack off. So a few fun facts going into it that I was able to pick up on in my research while watching the film. Most movies, if not the majority, when they're doing their shootout scenes, the sound of gunshots and muzzle flashes get edited in post-production. A little bit safer, a little bit easier, probably a bit cheaper, I would imagine too, or cleaner. Michael Mann elected to have microphones installed all over the set so that you kind of got both the loud sound of the gunshots as well as the echo that's coming off of being in all the downtown LA.
Which is deadly.
All that's, and it really shows in the film, and it wouldn't surprise me if for other scenes they did this as well, because this is a movie that's very quiet until it's not.
Oh, exactly.
And it's, ear shattering, and you might be tempted to adjust your volume when those gunshots, but it also kind of adds a bit of authenticity and urgency, and it helps increase that tension in those quiet scenes in between. Like, very long, drawn out scenes. The film's not afraid to take its time, which is a testament to it being 2 hours and 50 minutes. But when things pop off, they pop off big, loud, intense.
Yeah.
Again,
complemented by some music, but nothing in your face. It's just like build suspense, and then when the time comes, it's just straight like the actors' audio, gunshots, and everything there.
There were a few scores to this film, like musical wise, that I was quite into.
The one on the highway when he's driving up behind Robert De Niro's character. That's a good one.
That one hits hard.
Oh yeah.
Even the one that's kind of the little, I don't want to say drum roll, but the little drum beat when they do the first heist. They're kind of wrapping it up, and then the score right at the end after their final shootout there, and kind of you're wrapping it all up and you're taking in. The score really complements, like, for me, I was sitting there and listening to the score, and I was like, this really complements the fact I feel like I've just watched a truly special film. Like, an icon, a classic, and it holds up after 31 years.
Yeah,
easily.
Like that. Yeah. I mean, we can come back to it at the end, but literally the end and how things conclude and it's for the iconic diner scene. Like, there's two really iconic scenes in here. The shootout scene, which is well renowned, and then the diner scene is also just a one-on-one
phenomenal scene. De Niro and Pacino, they did no practice rehearsals for it. They wanted to really nail the authenticity of these two characters, although essentially circling each other around the pond in this cat and mouse game that they're engaged in. Really wanted it to be like the first time that they've met. So from the traffic stop there, walking out like, let's go get a cup of coffee.
Just like, okay.
He's like, sure, let's go. And we sit down and they just have this conversation, and we'll definitely get way more into that. But they never did rehearsals for it. Additionally, in the early draft, and this kind of speaks to the bombastic behavior that Pacino brings to his character, Vincent Hanna. He has a cocaine addiction, or a cocaine habit, I should say. Maybe not an addiction, but a habit, which it appears those nuances and mannerisms still kept in the film.
Yes.
There's nothing mentioned in the film that I could pick up on at all, but
you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah, he has that wild look in his eyes consistently and just explodes.
Explosive behavior. And
Pacino nails it. Kevin Gage, so he's the actor who plays Wayne Grow.
Mm-hmm.
So he did 2 years in prison in 2003, and his nickname was none other than Wayne Grow. So that's where that comes from, which I found
that's pretty neat. Yeah,
super interesting. Pacino's great ass scene, totally improvised.
Yeah,
nobody on the set had any idea, or maybe the delivery of it might have been improvised. I feel like that might have been in the script, but him just exploding.
Well, I'm pretty sure in the actor, what is it, Hank Azaria, said he was like, that startled him.
Right. And it shows on his face. Like his jaw's just hanging open. Probably the same as the audience the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like the camera cuts and you hear someone go like, my God, or something. And I think I read that was like one of the crew or something. Like that wasn't even a character in the scene. They're just like,
holy Jesus.
So many classic moments in this film. For the diner scene, 2 cameras used simultaneously to reduce takes and again, kind of keep that rhythm going and the authenticity. So one focused on De Niro or Neil McCauley, and the other focused on Vincent Hanna, Pacino's character. Michael Mann made this movie as a tribute to a detective friend of his in Chicago who obsessively tracked and killed a thief named none other than Neil McCauley. Yeah, lots of notes on this. The final one I'll probably drop here that I found interesting and picked up on in reading this was direction was given by the director, again, for that iconic shootout scene. All the cops are seen using semi-automatic fire rates, whereas the robbers are using automatic through the whole thing, just to illustrate the responsibilities that come with, as a cop, you need to be very conscious about where your rounds are going, what direction.
Yeah.
You have tons of civilian, like you're in the middle of downtown LA. You're in I'm assuming the banking district.
Yeah.
You see the civilians, running around, whereas the robbers, like,
they don't care.
They're just laying rounds all over the place, right? So a little bit of a different format because this is a very long movie, run 2 hours, 50 minutes. So it'll still be chronological, but we're not going to break it down from the entire narrative. So
do some big
key scenes. Talk about the first heist, second heist, iconic diner scene.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Final heist finale, followed by the usual favorite scene, favorite quote, pitch a sequel if you can. Followed by those guys' audition tape for if they ever decide they want to redo Heat. So
go for Heat too.
We'll see. Yeah, if anybody has a direct line to Michael Mann, let them know. Okay, so starting with the first scene, the movie doesn't really waste any time.
No, it goes straight into it.
Introducing its characters, introducing that they are the best at what they do, or amongst the
They're
best,
very
right?
organized and they're intelligent.
Very high level. So starts with the robbers. It shows them doing a little bit of their setup. Setup. Pardon me. Neil McCauley's collecting the ambulance. From the hospital. Chris Shiherlis. He's seen at the. It looks like some kind of a trade site that deals in explosives
dynamite or the explosives.
For the shape charge they use on the armored truck. So showing that they're very resourceful, very well planned. Continues into the heist where it shows they know the route of the armored truck. They know where it's going to stop. It's later iterated. They knew what the response time was going to be.
3 minutes.
The spot because it's near expressways, quick getaways, next to no camera coverage, which in '95 would have been a lot easier.
Now,
than modern day. You pretty much can't go anywhere with a camera. Right down to they're dealing with the guards there, and the one seemingly makes a move for his weapon, and Wayne Grow offs him. At that point, they go, okay, well, what difference is
a couple more?
All the guards versus like we're just leaving witnesses at this point, right? So shows that no hesitation. They mean business. Noted the first heist is kind of the robber's first mistake. And this is what kind of gets the cops on their tail.
Yep.
They introduce a new crew member, Wayne Grow,
who,
turns out not to be a good fit.
Not a good fit.
No. Yeah. He kind of, again, he's responsible for gunning down the first guard. He's clearly a bit of a hothead right from when he's being introduced to the crew there. He's like, hey, it's like, just be quiet, let me do my thing.
Yeah.
Right there, you can tell he's got maybe a bit of an ego or a temperament problem. Continues into the bank robbery where he's screaming at the guard.
Yep.
His colleague there goes, hey, like, he's bleeding from you. Like, he can't hear you. So, like, stop screaming at the guy, right?
And that also brings in the name Slick, which becomes important later on. Yeah,
key element. So they successfully pull off their heist there with, minimal mistakes, anything like that. They lay out the spike strip for the responding officers. Again, just speaks to their preparation, resourcefulness.
And especially when they dump the ambulance and all their gear and set a bomb off inside of it.
And they torch it.
They torch it,
for getting rid of evidence. Yep. So very clearly you're watching it, whether you're educated or not in the subject. Yeah, it's pretty clear. And Michael Mann does a really good job of demonstrating to the audience that these guys, these career criminals, are very proficient, very good at what they do, and strap in for a long ride, because this is a cat and mouse chess game, so to speak, in crime noir, whatever you would want to call it, LA. So then we talk about the other side of the coin. Yes, the cops, other half of the equation. Not necessarily the first responding officers, although I'm sure they do the best they can, faced with professional, coordinated career criminals.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a patrol unit.
What is the actual unit that Vincent Hanna? Is it just major crimes?
That's kind of what I
because he was responsible for both these bank robbers. Yeah, but maybe it becomes theirs sort of because of the homicide that.
So, I want to say they probably became involved simply because there was the aspect of the homicide in it. Yeah. Because then later on, this Wayne Grow guy, so apparently he's a serial killer. Yeah. And he kills a young lady, and Vincent Hanna also becomes involved there. So I want to say he's probably involved in homicide and some other stuff. So
very respectful of you, young lady. Yeah. A lady of the night.
Right, yeah. That's when he becomes involved.
Okay. Yeah, because if it was both robberies and that's a big scope.
Especially for LA. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It shows that they're very observant, very well coordinated. Vincent Hanna's running the show. The moment he shows up, his crew's already got nice big brief for him. Yeah. Witnesses, escape routes, shape charge details, whole thing. They start rock and rolling. Vincent Hanna snapping and giving directions, looking to the explosive. They pick up on the key element, or not the key element, maybe the key clue here, the clue that sets off this whole chain reaction, where the one criminal. Yeah. What is it? Is it Michael Cheritto?
It's Michael Cheritto,
Cheritto. So Michael Cheritto,
Tom Sizemore,
who uses a common expression, seemingly both through his time in prison, as well as a identifying tattoo, big old peacock.
Big old peacock.
Yeah. Anyway, he calls his or Wayne Grow Slick there when he's kind of telling him cool it. Which one of the witnesses picks up on, right? Yeah. So that's sort of the chain reaction that, as Vincent Hanna is working his sources and his contacts and his parolees who feed him information so he doesn't breach them. Yep. For example, the dog fighting ring that he goes into there. Yeah. And some illegal activity going. I'm assuming that was illegal in 19.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
In LA.
Imagine so.
Either way. And so, he's speaking to that guy's brother in the club, which is also one of my favorite scenes. where he's saying to him, and at face value, this information appears to have literally no
value to it. Yeah.
And his reaction is just priceless, because he's sitting there and he's going, yeah, like I did some time with this guy in prison.
Yeah.
He's a fiend for action. I see him out on the street and he keeps talking, oh, he's got nothing going on. And at that point, definitely. I know something's going down, And Vincent Hanna's sitting there
so that's it. Yeah. Let me get this straight. You see a con walking around. Yeah. You think he's doing something
pretty fucking great. Well, I am over fucking. He's like, what's wrong with you? He was like, oh, you got to take care of those crews or what? Yeah. He's like, are you kidding me? And he takes off and then he says something slick, right? And Vincent Hanna clues in on it. He's like, slick. He's like, what's that, right? And
tell me all about him.
He goes, that's what he calls people, and then explains, the tattoo. And through that, they identify Michael Cheritto. Mm-hmm. They find him. That quickly identifies the rest of the crew.
Right.
Surveillance starts. Neil McCauley still has a bit of, I guess, what would you call it? Aura or mystery about him.
Yeah.
They see the crew at dinner.
Yep.
And they're like, this is the first time we've seen him.
Yeah.
We don't know who this is. But it does also sound like Neil McCauley did do time.
Yes.
Because his signature quote, he says, comes from someone on the yard. Mm-hmm. Yard being slang for prison.
Yeah.
Right? So first heist. Sets the stage, introduces the key players, gives you the tone and the premise for the whole film. Which in reading, I've kind of picked up on something that in the first 15 minutes of like a movie or some form of media or storytelling, your audience is very receptive to what you're going to be telling them, what you're going to show them. And it seems, or at least from what I've gathered since starting that podcast and kind of coming across that little bit of information, good movies, good stories are very good at introducing what you're sitting down for.
Yeah.
And although it's a 3-hour movie,
sets you up for,
that first little bit there, the first heist, that's you're sitting down, you're going, okay, this is cops and robbers, this is bank robbers, this is going to be both an incredibly loud film, filled with also really quiet, suspenseful,
very
tense, and that covers off the whole film. There's nothing in there that you then go, okay, that doesn't really fit.
And it's everything adds up, everything fits well.
Very, very tight writing by Michael Mann. So another contrast I kind of picked up on is the differences between our two main characters, Vincent Hanna and Neil McCauley. So Vincent Hanna being the proficient, well-decorated or accredited police officer who's taken down all kinds of crews. Very bombastic.
Yes.
Doesn't play by the rules.
No.
Very fast and loose. Like you're kind of not the most original portrayal of a cop, where like, they're rebellious and they play it their way.
But it doesn't show that he's like too much of a rebel.
No, he's still very much it speaks more to his devotion to his craft, right? Which they also iterate. He's on his third marriage or something like that. And it's very clear he like does not care that this thing is going down the drain.
He just wants this criminal.
She kind of brings it up and he goes like, when I told you we were hooking up, baby, like this is what you get. Like you're gonna have to share me with this job. And at first she's seemingly is cool with it, but she's got needs.
Time will tell.
She needs attention and
finds it elsewhere.
He could kind of care less,
Yeah.
Versus Neil McCauley. Like,
he's
first he's introduced, no attachments.
Nope.
Very disciplined, very quiet, but sternly spoken individual. Like, he's capable, man of action. He can get things done when the situation calls for it.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't call attention to himself at the same time, which as a criminal could be a valuable trait.
And he's not too trusting. Like when he was looking in the library or the bookstore for that book and then goes to the bar to read it, he meets a woman there.
Edie.
And she starts asking questions. And at this point, music starts to like kind of pick up and intensify. Like he's thinking, oh, this is somebody I shouldn't trust. And then it just cuts out and he trusts her because realizes, she's just the person.
You can see the paranoia, and he's like, this person who's seen me elsewhere is asking me about what I'm like. What is this, a narc?
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you a cop?
And she has a pretty a legitimate reason for knowing what she knows. She works at the bookstore. She's seen him there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he lets them love him.
Yeah, and lets her in. You know, classy dude. Dude. That would kind of bring us into our second robbery.
Yes.
At this point, the police are aware of all the players in the crew. They've got the full-on surveillance, 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
What is it they're stealing in this second scene?
How it all comes to be? Well, actually, sorry. They meet up. So the crew, like above Neil McCauley, there's one more player,
right?
And that's his name is Nate, played by John Voight.
Yeah.
And he's essentially setting this stuff up. So he sets up the crew with this, I believe, part of the bank heist where he has to go meet somebody who gets the drawings. It's if you ever played GTA 5.
It's the Lester.
It's the Lester so GTA 5 references or took some liberties from this movie. But anyway, so they set the crew up with information, or this individual who has all the information on the bank, the money that it's pulling in, that's schematics, so
alarm systems, everything a savvy bank robber would need to rob a bank effectively.
Yeah, and so it's just about the money in this one, and all about the money.
Yeah. So, but again, what is it they're stealing from this place? Is it metals?
It's the cash from the bank, like just like the through the vault, and they have the cash there that they take. So the first, like with the bank truck, that was like the bearer bonds,
right?
Which is to the businessman. What's his name there?
Roger Van Zant. Who's actually a money launderer.
Yeah. So they get those, and what happens is he gets wind of it, and they make a deal essentially where they're going to sell them back to this guy, and everybody's going to come out happy.
Especially the criminals who are going to both make money off of the bonds as well as the money being paid to get them back.
Yeah.
And he throws some pretty crazy... The percentages he throws out, he's like, we make 100% on top of another.
Yeah.
However, you're like, okay, we're at like 340%. Like, what are...
so we're making good money. So I think like that was supposed to be the end of it for that character. Like, sorry, Roger, was it?
Roger Van Zant? Yeah. Well, he plays a pretty critical role.
It does, he comes back.
Background. Yeah. Like, he's a key element for some of the stuff that pops off,
which is like
in the film, and
part of this second. So the bank robbery, they're going in just for the money, and like the shootout like happens when the police are called there because of a CI, which turns out to be Roger and Wayne Grow.
Yeah. So before we get to when I say the second heist, where it's like at night.
Oh, sorry.
The warehouse.
Yeah.
So like, I'm curious, what is it they're stealing?
That I don't recall.
Or they're saying like that's another heist, right? Because he's speaking to Chris. He's like, we got this job, and then he's like, what about this thing? He's like, that goes to and then that. So it's clearly a job they already had set up,
but unrelated to the bank.
And it's some kind of warehouse. Looks like in a labor trades district of LA. It's nighttime. Very opposite of the first heist. It's very quiet. Nothing pops off, and this is now the police's mistake, which tips off the robbers. The fact that the police are on their tail now.
Yeah, and there wasn't much evidence to suggest that they were being watched, other than when Neil or McCauley was outside looking, and then saw the cube van or box van where Vincent and everybody else was like in.
Well,
there's something on.
It's a tractor trailer or a trailer for a transport truck.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where they set up their HQ. And one of the SWAT guys is in there, kind of restless. And he's got the rifle slung across his back.
Yeah,
and he goes to. At first, they kind of allude to how like restless the SWAT guys are. Like, it's almost
they're ready to go.
That interdepartment sort of attitude / kind of some friction.
Very much so.
So first the SWAT guy is like, like, what's happening? And Vincent's like, nothing's happening. Like, sit down. Stop on it. We're doing work here. Like, and then he sits down, and his rifle hits the wall inside the trailer, which makes the noise little bang.
Yeah.
And that alerts Neil immediately. Mm-hmm. And you have like, this scene's almost a masterclass in tension because like
it just
lots is happening, but it's not loud, it's not action. Mm-hmm. Again, it speaks to the robbers' proficiency and capability. Like they roll up, it's nighttime, they show some techniques to get through the door. The one guy's up on the hydro pole there.
Yeah.
He's installing whatever to cut the alarm. Chris is in there operating heavy machinery. Yeah. Neil's the lookout. Even his little detail that he kind of walks backwards quietly into the dark to, so he's not being noticed. Like it's just got mood to it, right?
Very much. Yeah.
Neil's just this capable bank robber and career criminal. He's got his back to the wall. Mm-hmm. He's in the shadows. He's got perspective. He's the lookout, right?
Yeah.
SWAT is set up all around. They're ready to take these guys down if they walk out with stolen product.
Yes.
And so Vincent's there. Neil gets tipped off to the police's presence. It's just a little bang. He's staring at the trailer. Vincent's kind of staring back at him through the camera.
Yeah.
Super tense. Like no score, I think.
No, I think
like it's just dead silent. Yeah. Super long, drawn out. Maybe drawn out isn't the word. I don't mean that in a negative connotation.
No, it's just like well done.
You can hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
Like you're just sitting there, you're holding your breath. You're like, what is about to happen?
Yeah.
Neil goes in, calls off the whole thing. From just one bang, he's like, we're made. We're taking off. Right? Yeah. The SWAT guys are like, okay, we're taking them. Like they get jigs up, right? Yeah. And Vincent's like, no freaking way. They're going to walk out. They're not going to have any stolen property. They go through the court system.
6 months or out.
If they even do prison time, they're back out. He goes, no way. Mm-hmm. SWAT's like, nope, we're going for it. And he, like Vincent pulls rank. He goes like, my rank supersedes your own. You will walk away because I'm telling you to let them walk away.
Yeah.
So criminals take off. Cops go, okay, back to the drawing board. We almost had them, but we don't. Robbers figure out that they've been made.
Yeah.
They have this crew on them through some clever stuff by Neil where they're kind of pretending to do some planning for a score.
Yeah, right in a shipyard there.
Yeah, they're kind of walking around. They're pointing at buildings. Yeah. There's the escape route, criminal jargon, blah, 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 blah. Cops come around. Okay, what are they looking at? What's the next thing? Vincent Hanna, because he's such an incredible police officer and he knows the game.
He knows the game.
He goes, I think I know what they're looking at. And there's Neil. He's up in the tower and he's taking the photos of him to identify who the players on the other side of the court or the field are.
Doing his research.
And again, kind of speaks to one, Vincent's experience, observation skills. Like he figures that out when nobody else does.
Yeah.
And two, like he's kind of smiling, laughing, like he's got respect for his skills, which is another kind of key theme is like, these are two guys who both respect each other for their capabilities. Like they recognize they've come across another big fish in the pond.
Yeah.
Once they know who each other are. And there's almost like an enjoyment of the game.
Big
like
time.
Vincent Hanna's having a laugh. He's like, we've just been made.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is this guy something or what? And Neil's up in the tower and he's kind of having a smile to himself because he goes, okay, like he's figured it out. We've got the pictures and it's just kind of like, it's a cool little detail.
Yes.
It's not just these guys are doing what they do because they're the best of it, but furthermore to it, it's what they want to be doing. And that gets spoken to in the diner.
Yeah.
So like might be my favorite scene in the whole movie, honestly, is that second heist, just because it's
sets
a complete,
it up for,
it's a complete 180 from the first one. It's not loud. It's super tense. Speaks to both crews' capabilities. Speaks to the two guys running each team, like their capabilities and their veteran experience, and just masterclass in suspense.
Big time.
Brings us to the diner scene.
For the one-on-one.
A lot of different things kind of go into this.
Yeah.
So kind of kicks off Vincent Hanna. He works his homicide.
Yeah.
Goes home, misses dinner. Naturally, the wife isn't super happy with him about it. He's kind of going like, what do you want from me? Like, dealing with this dead body, working the case, try to figure out who murdered this poor girl.
Yeah.
wife's giving him hell. He kind of sits there for a second, considers doing the dishes. And he's like, you know what I would rather do? Let's go like talk to the guy I've been tailing for however many days now that I'm investigating. I would rather have coffee with him than maybe I'd rather talk to the career criminal than talk to my wife and try to save this marriage that's on the way out. Like he bolts.
Yeah.
He's out of there. He's like, all right, I'm done. Like,
goes
in the helicopter, gets his car.
Yeah.
They're still doing surveillance on Neil McCauley, so he initiates his traffic stop there. Another cool detail, he's walking up, he's got kind of the gun tucked behind his leg there because he doesn't really know how this is going to go.
No, exactly.
Neil McCauley, he has his gun kind of tucked down in the car where it's not visible. Neil McCauley's like, what is this about?
Yeah.
And Vincent Hanna's like, what if we go grab a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
And Neil's just kind of, he's looking around, he's waiting for the catch.
Yeah, like,
well,
what the hell?
What's up? What's the deal here? And he's like, let's go.
Yeah.
He was like, follow me, kind of thing. And they wind up at the diner. Again, one of the most iconic scenes in cinema. Like, will be probably studied forever.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. They're just chatting. Like,
and they just have a chat. And a lot of ground actually gets covered in this scene. It establishes mutual respect between the two parties. They're talking. They kind of, if they didn't know before, it kind of confirms that they've both been doing this for a while, and they're both very clearly one of the best at it. Right? They both determine that they can't have attachments if they want to be able to go toe to toe with the other. Vincent Hanna kind of talks about his marriage, which is on his way out. And he's like, that's just...
Yeah, they're actually very open with each other. Like,
which is, because the odds that they're actually talking to their own crew, like, as far as I know, Neil McCauley's crew has no idea that Edie is in the picture for him.
Right, yeah.
How private he is. Vincent Hanna, he never talks to his guy, like, the marriage thing is going well.
To himself.
Yeah. But between these two guys who, maybe this is the first time they've come across someone who's like them, and it just so happens they're in professions that contradict each other. There's a mutual respect both from, their dedication to their craft as well as their capability.
Yeah.
The respect comes from the skills. The mutual adoration, you could call it, comes from their likeness.
Yep.
And then it kind of takes a very subtle but abrupt turn where there's a stark reminder where they realize we're still playing opposite sides of the team.
Yeah.
Neil McCauley talks about, listen, if you got me boxed in, he goes, I'm not going to hesitate. He goes, I won't like it.
Yeah.
He's like, but I'll take you out if I have to, and I have no other choice. And Vincent Hanna goes, that's the same here. Like, if we're talking about life and death here, you are going down. Like, and again, they know exactly where they sit, and they know what the other is about, and they know they're pretty much equals at this point, and they know what's up, and they go, this is either going to be a huge thing, or we never see each other again. And by the end of it, it is what it is. The respect is there. And Neil McCauley's smile almost has kind of a no-wall grin to it because he knows they're about to drop surveillance.
Which
right after the diner scene, they go, we lost the entire crew. We have no idea where these guys. And Vincent Hanna's like, I had coffee with this guy like a half hour ago. Like, what do you mean? And they're under the airport, or the vehicle's still there but ditched, and they're gone. They have no idea. So that sets up probably the loudest, and again, the other iconic scene in this film.
The main bank robbery.
The third heist, the main bank robbery, which is just... The score for this is actually really good, too. From the moment Neil McCauley walks into the bank, and it's kind of
just building up some suspense there, tension.
And they're going through the bank. And again, it's showing like how switched on these guys are. They've got the masks, they're takeout security, they're stopping people from hitting the silent alarms.
Very well organized because of the information they got too from
they
that
know
setup.
Exactly who's supposed to have the vault key. Neil goes up to him, he goes, where's the key for the vault? He goes like, what key?
He
smokes him right. No time to waste. He goes, let it bleed. And he has that guy as an example for anyone else who has any ideas to you see your manager, your bank manager sitting there, blood pouring down his face on his expensive white shirt.
You're like,
he explains to him like, this is the bank's money we're after, it's not yours. No need to be a hero.
Kind of puts everybody at eased to an extent, I'd say.
Yeah. As this happens, and I guess like a little bit of a subplot, which jumps back after Wayne Grove's little mishap on the first heist. Neil and his crew attempts to kill him because he's a loose end. They can't afford to just let him go because he could essentially
rat on them, which is what happens.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, which is a patrol car just kind of driving by in the parking lot, Wayne Grove kind of gives him the slip. He gets away. They don't know where he is, where he goes. Eventually, Wayne Grove reaches out to Roger Van Zant, the money launderer, who is also at odds with Neil McCauley. Tips him off to what the score is through a confidential informant who actually works for Roger Van Zant. Tips off the police.
And then they go,
this is the bank they're hitting at this time, this day. And that's like happening right now.
Yeah.
So the cops don't have the setup time. They don't have the surveillance. They just have to like rush there and try to
figure things out,
patch together this mess as best they can against the best crew they've probably ever worked against. As such, it turns into quite the messy situation.
The
robbers think they just about have it. Like everyone's made it into the car except for Chris. They're walking out with the bank's money. Chris, without hesitation, he spots the cops like on the other side, and like in less than a second, he's up and he's opening fire.
Which during part of the scene, apparently, when Chris or Val Kilmer's character there is shooting, does a quick reload and engages immediately. Apparently, that part of the scene is used as like a training aid, allegedly, in the U.S. military. So
I have seen a lot of clips claiming that that's the case. In my research, I guess Kilmer has some kind of weapons experience of his own, or at least handling firearms. So he actually helped out a lot with I guess you would say the consultant or consultants who worked on the film to train the actors on how to handle and operate their weapons. So speaks to, I guess Val Kilmer's props to him. You know, it looks like he's operating it well, and no music through this whole thing.
No, just
all you have to listen to is the screams, the gunshots, the sounds of bullets ripping across, pulling police cruisers apart. You know, very good. I guess you'd call it a tactical retreat or frog leaping or leapfrogging. I guess it is called leapfrogging, not wrong. Leapfrogging by the robbers, and the police are just kind of scrambling to catch up the whole time, and they lose a few people along the way.
One of the main detectives too, was shot
right in the neck.
And just died.
And Vincent Hanna, again, kind of speaking to his devotion to his craft, realized, checks his pulse, and he goes he's gone.
And then just carries on,
he's off. Would have been maybe a really interesting part just to speak to Vincent Hanna's obsession. If maybe you could allude to the fact that his colleague had a chance, maybe, and he made the choice to go after the people. But that might also put your alleged protagonist or good guy maybe in a not so great light. But
it did look like a little bit when he realized he was gone and then had to walk away from him. There's some hesitation,
some
there.
regret, some mourning, and then
there's
back to work. So over the course of this scene, Chris, Val Kilmer's character, takes around to the clavicle or somewhere in that area. He goes down. Neil McCauley kind of shows his honor or loyalty, despite being a career criminal, to saving Chris. He hauls that guy up and he successfully gets him out of there. They steal a station wagon at a nearby supermarket. They drive off. Vincent Hanna is close behind, but can't quite get it done. So then Vincent Hanna goes after Cheritto.
Tom Sizemore's character there.
Who in an act of desperation has taken a little girl as a hostage.
Which then, I would say, puts to the audience, it's okay, screw this guy at this point.
You kind of don't beyond redemption. Right? Or you don't really have an issue if he gets smoked, which Vincent Hanna somehow does he have a radio in this scene? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think he had
handheld.
Any. Not that I remember.
At some point. So somehow he knows where Cheritto is. Maybe because of the gunshots there. So he's just kind of tracking it down. Anyway, he gets ahead of him. Gets the drop on him because Cheritto's looking at all the uniformed officers coming after him. turns around and you can see that brief moment where Cheritto goes, like, it's game over for me. It's like, you can see that realization on his face. Hanna's got the rifle up. He kind of does his little shakeout or sort of loosens up to make the big shot, nails him in the head. Saves the girl, pans up with the rifle, big exhale, shows off the fancy watch he's got hanging onto his wrist there. Again, speaks to Hanna's capability as an officer, both investigator and in action, because this, I believe, is the first time you actually see Hanna
actually
in a firefight.
He's like the marksman at this point.
So that kind of concludes the third heist and the huge shootout. And at that point, it almost is like everyone's scrambling to put all the pieces back together after this huge disaster on both sides. Vincent Hanna is back in investigating mode. So he works his way back through the CI. He's like, where did this information come from? Roger Van Zant's confidential informant. At this point, Neil is trying to secure their getaway route because the fact that their bank robbery was leaked, essentially. He's going, okay, was our escape leaked too? Like, when we try to leave town, are we going to run in more police, right?
Exactly.
So he follows up with Danny Trejo's character.
Which he was a driver in the original heist and
kind of had to sub him out because he had police tails all over him. And there's a little bit of a subplot there too. It's not main to the story, but there's a lot of little side stories going on in this 3-hour film that, again, we can't address all in one episode, but it's there. Watch the movie. You'll know what we're talking about. Neil McCauley is able to set up a new escape route because he's not really sure if the old one's been compromised or not. Trejo can't remember. He picks up Edie along the way, which winds up being a key element. Sort of mirrors Chris's plot line too, because Chris goes back for his wife. Through the whole film, Chris is adamant, despite the fact they're not really doing well either.
He has gambling and
addiction, and she doesn't seem too keen about this life that her and her son are a part of. Cops find her. They want her to sell out Chris so that she can keep her kid and avoid sort of being roped into this huge criminal operation. Chris goes back for her anyway, manages to get away, which interesting. You'd think they'd have a photo of this guy, but I guess the new haircut fooled the road officers. Pull him over because the wife tips him off with a little hand gesture that this is a setup. Again, really, really well acted scene by Val Kilmer, who doesn't actually have any lines until he just says thank you to the officers, driving away. But the eye contact with the wife there, it's just him in pain. He's initially happy to see her and then immediately kind of realizes what's going on. And then he kind of has to take off, but it also alludes, it seems like he's not quite ready to give that up still, because he turns around and he asks the guys playing basketball at the court where the nearest, and is it a hotel or apartment? Or
I think it's a hotel. I thought he said hotel. So
he's
nearby.
He's planning on sticking around. And he's trying to find a way to get his kid and his wife back and out of LA. So that leads into kind of the big finale. Neil has his exit.
Because he talks to John Voight's character there, and literally just hey, you're free now. Congratulations, go enjoy yourself. And it looks like he's I can finally enjoy myself with somebody I love or whomever. And then he's I have one more thing to do though.
And the guy who's running the show, he tips him off to that too, which the police are also aware of. They go, okay, Wayne Grove's the source of this information. He's the one who caused his crew to be compromised. He's in a hotel under an alias. So set up police surveillance on him without him knowing we're there watching, because we think Neil McCauley
will show up.
We'll go after him, right? Which proves to be correct. Neil McCauley, as much as he preaches discipline and demonstrates it through the whole film, he's literally on his way out, clean getaway. Police would never have known. He's got this woman that
his downfall,
he's claimed to love and actually, for the first time in a long time, has an attachment.
And seems happy.
And he chooses vengeance, essentially. He takes his exit. And even as he takes the exit on the highway to go do this thing, before he's very stoic faced, and now he has this big smile on. Again, speaks to kind of his love and passion for the game, so to speak. Like, can't take the stripes off a Tiger. He's about to get retirement, but he has this chance to go and do this thing in this last hurrah, and he can't pass it up, right?
No.
And even the guy who gives him the information, he goes, I figure you're not really going to do anything with this, because he knows him well. And he goes, yeah, you're a man of discipline, and you don't make emotional decisions.
Right.
Proves to be wrong. Neil goes into the hotel. He shoots Wayne Grow, takes him out. Police are going, holy hell.
Yeah, he's here.
Vincent shows up, leaving behind a very personal situation at the time pertaining to, at this point, his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Who's cheating on him, plus her daughter / his daughter-in-law, who has attempted suicide in his apartment.
Which he found in the bathtub.
Yeah, so he's kind of got that going on. Yeah. He gets paged. We have a chance to get Neil. And he actually tries to stick around.
He does.
He goes like, I don't have to stay here. And she goes, nah, go get him.
Yeah, she encourages him a little bit, even though it's like, tough spot for both of them to be in there. Yeah.
He does pretty much sprint out of the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he kind of does it slowly, and then he just bolts in.
It's almost like out of like common courtesy or something. He's like, I can stick around. And she goes, no, like, I got this. He goes, gone.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He's like, I'm going after him. Like, see you, baby.
Yeah,
like,
we'll see you later.
So, he shows up at the hotel, and kind of this little scene between Neil McCauley and Edie. Yeah. Edie's waiting in the car for him. He's coming out. He thinks he's got the clean getaway. He's gotten done what he needs to get done. He turns. He spots the heat coming around the corner. It's Vincent Hanna, the guy who's been on his butt through this whole film. He knows he's good. He knows you can't give this guy too many chances. He has to practice what he preaches. Man. He's got to walk out on this attachment. Interesting little snippet. I just found it through social media. So someone timed this scene from the point where Neil McCauley sees Vincent coming after him to the point where he turns and like runs away, because he has a moment there where he's looking at Edie. Yeah. And it looks like he's trying to convey like his apologies, like regret. Yeah. Like he has that hesitation where he's like, I don't want to leave. Yeah. But he knows he has to. But I have to. Like if he stays, he is not making it out. Yeah. There's no chance, right? It takes more than 30 seconds. It's like 31 or 32 seconds, like just a bit, which that's maybe those seconds are the difference between him getting away and not getting away, right? Yeah. And it speaks to the theme of the film, where it's people not having attachments and being able to move when they need to move, right? That's very, very subtle there. That's clever, and Vincent Hanna, he bolts from the hospital, like immediately. Like, no hesitation. Had he lingered a bit longer, he might never have shown up. Neil McCauley, a little bit of hesitation, 1 or 2 seconds too long, and screwed him over in the end. Leads to their really, really good final shootout in the airfield. Again, no score through the whole thing. Very quiet. It's not fast paced. No. They're not spraying bullets at each other from every possible angle. Yeah. They're, trying to be as quiet as possible and trying to outwit the other in these. And it's not like a glorified location either. It's at the end of a airstrip. Really. It's very non-glamorous. Right. Very unceremonial. It just speaks to the reality of what they do. Like, this isn't pretty. Yeah. Although they do shoot that final scene, like where they actually come out face to face, and McCauley gets shot. Like, it's done in a really like interesting and like cinematic way. I feel like it's not like a super slow-mo. It's just the way they use the lighting and close-ups on their faces, and right. And the with the plane there, the lights come on to sort of signal it how it lands. And Vincent Hanna adapts to his surrounding there. Sees the shadow of McCauley sneaking up on him, and clever play by Vincent Hanna. And then as soon as it's over, there's that mutual respect there again, right? Yeah. Like, you can almost see there's a part of Vincent Hanna where he's sad to see his equal, and maybe the only person who's ever understood him just go, and he's the reason he's gone, right? So there's respect, there's maybe a sense of guilt thing to it, and he's there and he's willing to be kind of his sort of source of comfort in his final moments. He takes his hand,
and they just kind of
Neil McCauley tells him, like, I told you I wasn't going back, and Hannah's just like, yeah, you did tell me that.
Like,
you held to your word. And and then huge score at the end, and it goes right into the credits.
Yeah,
like the film ends very abruptly, and it ends with the end of their rivalry.
Like it was great,
beautifully executed film. Yeah, one of my absolute favorites. If you've seen it, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever come across anyone who said they didn't like Heat.
No, exactly.
Maybe a complaint about the length, something like that. I could.
Which, there could be some things that are trim, but ultimately, like, it still has good pace to it.
It doesn't. I shouldn't say it doesn't feel like it's not long, but I think it helps the film.
It does.
It's like, this would be a very exhausting process for both of the main characters. Like, this takes a long time. And by the time it's over, it's almost like this huge sigh of relief. Like, okay, it's over. And it I think it helps the audience kind of feel where they are at that time. Like, okay, finally, like, this has been a process. We don't know what's going to happen. Now it's finally over. And the audience can kind of exhale with the characters that it's done. This is wrapped up. Conclusion. So we'll go into the conclusive parts here. If you want to lead us off with your favorite scene.
Wow. I mean, just the bank scene. Just due to the like how it was set up, the suspense that was growing, the audio, like the impact of like the shooting in like downtown LA or the business district there, or wherever, and just how all that played out. There's a lot of other scenes that are like top notch too, but that's like the most memorable for me in this movie. And that's the first thing I think about when somebody says Heat. It's like,
for sure,
that scene.
It will definitely live on in cinema history. I would say, like, it holds up. You watch some older films and you kind of go like,
oh, it's cheesy. Or
you're going like, this isn't how that would be done.
Like,
there's not a lot to this where you would go, that doesn't seem real. And it's kind of, it's loud, it's in your face. There's a lot going on, but I think it does a good job of keeping it organized and conveying to you, the viewer, everything that's going on.
Right, and it's still like grounded. It's not like unbelievable. It's very believable, and it seems like, if this movie was in 1995, I feel it could come out this year and just be as good, right?
Like you would probably see like some discrepancies, like technology-wise. You would go, you could update that, and like otherwise it would be fine as far as how the whole plot plays out. And, like, it makes sense how it goes from scene to scene and progression to progression, and these heists and these investigations and the police working these contacts and witnesses or whatever the case, and very well executed.
Absolutely.
My favorite scene, it's so hard to pick, but the second scene, like I've said, it's kind of a masterclass in suspense. It's dark, quiet. It's got a
heist.
Where you kind of got the cops all set up doing surveillance in the dark. You can see just barely enough. They have the command center in this transport truck. The stare down between Neil McCauley and Vincent Hanna through the surveillance camera, with the thermal imaging, just hits hard.
It does,
And even Vincent Hanna, he's like, no, you're letting him go. He's just like, goddamn, like, we almost had it. This could have been it, and they're gone. And speaks to both guys' discipline, and really kind of really kicks off the film from there, because now at this point both parties know they're on the same field playing against each other.
Exactly. And there's like next to no dialogue. It's all just visual and like some music cues and like you know what's going on.
It's a 10 out of 10 scene. Perfectly executed. Favorite quote for you?
Okay, well, there's actually two. Like, I'm supposed to pick one, but one's just funny and just goes to talk about Vincent Hanna or Al Pacino's character, which when he's talking to Hank Azaria, kind of interrogating him with regards to sleeping with Val Kilmer or Kilmer's character, Chris, his wife.
Mrs.
Think,
Shiherlis.
Yeah, I think Hank at one time, like they're asking him about somebody, and he says, "Who?" So Al Pacino's like, "Who? Who? What are you, a fucking owl?"
Yeah.
Like, so that, like, again, with the knowledge of this alleged cocaine usage, not referenced in the movie, but you can clearly, if you know that, you can recognize his behavior as being pretty explosive. So that comes up in some of these things he says. So that's one that I liked as being like just pretty funny. But another one he had referred to, another quote I liked at one point was that when I think it was after the second heist, when they went into the warehouse and Neil McCauley was with some of his crew at the shipyard there, and they're setting up Vincent Hanna's crew. He mentioned, like, where's all this heat coming from?
Right.
And I think that's the first time that they mentioned, like, the term heat. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, it ties everything together, like with the title of the movie. And yeah, obviously they got heat now because of everything going on. And just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just kind of pieces everything together,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to be that guy, but I think heat gets mentioned.
I'll tell you what.
I hate to be that guy, but like, the more you said, this is the first time I was like, I had alarm bells going on.
Like, because I remember, it's funny. Like, I remember.
Check you hard.
I know. I remember that time and then all the other times after, but for some reason I couldn't think of before.
I can say with 100% certainty.
I'm going to cut this out.
When Neil comes home and Chris has crashed out on his floor, that's where they drop the quote, remember so-and-so used to say on the yard, if don't get too attached.
Yeah, I remember that.
You spot the heat coming around the corner.
I swear, wasn't that afterwards?
That's before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, okay. That is before.
Well, yeah, because I remember that.
Either way, it's still, it's a good quote, and there's a reason it gets brought up throughout the film.
Yeah,
because that's the theme.
The reason why I like it, the same if I thought that was the first time or not. So yeah, works both ways. Absolutely.
So and that, I guess, keys into my favorite quote there. It's the quote of the film. Like, this is a vanilla pick, but it holds up. Like, don't get too attached to anything you can't walk out on in 30 seconds or flat. And there are just so many instances of that through the film, whether it's Chris Shiherlis or Neil McCauley with his woman, Vincent Hanna being able to jump when he needs to jump and stay sharp, and all of that. It explains essentially the lifestyle that these people have to lead to do what they do. Yeah. Your favorite performance, John? I mean, everyone's on their A game. Like,
that's the thing. Like,
hard in this film.
Yeah. Actually, now I'm just thinking back to the heat part. I mean, I think I confused the scene where I heard that. So yeah, my bad. Anyways.
No, you got it right. Like, he goes, where did this heat come from?
Yeah. Okay.
And it's when he's talking to his girl. So you were right there, just as far as
just the which one was first.
Whether it came first,
But performance-wise, sure, you could say Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, sure.
Val Kilmer,
I want to say I'll go with Robert De Niro just for the fact that, what we were talking about before, and him being very intelligent, and he has a certain set of rules. He's flies solo and everything, but then there's some character development that you can see in him.
Yeah, for sure.
Towards the end, and then it just unfortunately doesn't work out for him because he changes his way of things. But
he kind of falls prey to temptation.
Yeah, and I think it's well acted, and there's good emotion there. So,
and it kind of speaks to when he's talking to the head crime boss there, right? Yeah. And he goes, once he's discovered who Vincent Hanna is, and that's just coming after him, and crime boss is essentially, I feel like I should know the crime boss's name, but either way.
Are we referring to Nate?
With the mullet.
With the mullet, the John Voight's character. Yeah.
So he kind of goes this guy has a bunch of divorces. Do you think that doesn't mean he likes staying home? He's here to get it. Yeah. He's here to win. And he goes, he can afford to miss You know, you can't afford to miss once. Like, you need to be perfect every time. Like, that's kind of the expectation on Neil.
Yeah.
And Neil makes one mistake, you know? Maybe you could argue Wayne Crowe is another mistake. And ultimately, these are the things that wind up costing him.
Yeah, exactly.
He gives into temptation. Similarly, De Niro was my favorite performance in this. Like, you could, again, both guys show up ready to work and deliver standout performances. I'm sure anyone on set there who's like, great, I'm acting with De Niro and Pacino, regardless of which side of the law you got casted on.
Yeah, exactly.
Or cast on. De Niro is like, technically the bad guy for this film, right? Like, he's in theory, he's the criminal, he's the one who's breaking the law, but he is a very redeemable character. Like, you're not at any point throughout this film going like, oh, this guy sucks, or this is a bad dude. Like, he has morals, he has principles, he looks out for his people, clearly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and it is a stark contrast to Vincent Hanna, who, although moralistic, if that's a word, moralistic.
Morally,
exercises morals and has a strong ethos, you could say.
Oh, big words.
But at the same time, like, could pretty much care less about his personal life.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that his wife's, hates his guts,
it's like, whatever.
He goes, yeah, no surprise there. And he goes, I'll go talk to Neil for coffee instead of try to fix this or address this, right? So, but Neil McCauley, he's the calm, cool criminal.
Yeah.
Soft-spoken, but at the same time, like, he can get business done, right? And very interesting story for him, where seemingly through his whole career, he's lived a life of discipline and without mistakes, and kind of one time he sort of starts slipping up, and it's what costs him his life, right? And he has to walk out on essentially the one person he's cared for since ever.
Which is kind of like that scene when it just shows her in like just total like upset and shock like I was like
and she's trying to piece together like what's happening, and like, this is maybe even though she kind of knows what he does at this point, I don't think she's aware how dedicated to his craft he is, that he's not thinking like, oh, I'll get in the car and try to drive away. He just goes like, I got a dip and I can't. So very good performance by De Niro, but everyone shows up and kills it. Nothing stands out as poor and like top-notch film.
Which is, crazy. There was never it never got any major awards. Just like 15 or so nominations, but like it's crazy. I'd
be curious to know what it competed against. Like, what edged Heat out for the W.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Feel free to let us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
If you had to pitch a sequel. Or another Heat film, which allegedly is in production or confirmed to be in production. A couple big names attached to it already.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they can simply just do a remake. I don't think that would fly so much.
I'm going to say leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't even look at it. Don't
like
even breathe
you can't.
on it.
Like, maybe you can go down the route of Val Kilmer's character, because he just disappears. Yeah. And we don't know what happens to the wife and kid.
Right.
So maybe that's an angle for a sequel.
Yeah. Similarly, I would say the same. Like, maybe Chris's story, like I said earlier, he asks about the apartment, which kind of indicates he's not walking out completely.
Yeah.
So maybe this is his story of him trying to get his wife and kid and get them out of LA, make a clean getaway. Maybe this is now Vincent Hanna's next thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, Chris Shiherlis makes some kind of mistake that tips Vincent Hanna and his squad off that, like, he's still around and we can get him too, kind of thing. And the only issue being, obviously, this was 30 years ago. So you can't use the same actors.
No,
Similarly, I think that may be the plot, like their novels for Heat, and I think they did a sequel novel, and I think it was of kind of the same structure where it maybe focused around Chris trying to get out of LA. So But nonetheless, like it would be a hard film to follow up with, and whatever they wind up doing, I'll be tuning in. But
big time, yeah. Just hope they can
it'll be. They have a tough assignment.
A big time, yeah.
I think Michael Mann is still attached to it.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't quote me on that, but I think, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Like if Top Gun can have a successful sequel after how long, then maybe Heat can do it too.
I think they certainly can.
Only issue like you can't use the same actor. I think after all that time, unless you have a significant time jump for some reason. But like, Pacino's how old now?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
there'd be some recasting. I would assume.
Yeah, it'd be like I don't know if they'll go it's the children of these people now, or like the police officers, or it's just a new set of police officers.
It's like, Natalie Portman's movie.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see, but actually, like that came to mind. Chris, I don't know if did you notice it was early on in the film where he showed up at Neil's house. He was sleeping on the floor
after he has his argument with his wife there and takes off.
Did you I only noticed this on this morning because it's my last rewatch, but his elbow very swollen
from handling.
But did you ever see anything like it's very noticeable?
I didn't notice. I'm just trying to theorize where that.
So it has nothing to do with the movie. Like it's just like it was so visible. I was like, oh, what happened there? Trying to remember something in the movie, but apparently he just had a swollen. Like his left elbow looked that swollen, like that big.
I've admittedly, never noticed
due to an injury.
News to
me. Like due to an injury sustained in filming. I think what is it? A 1991 film called The Doors. I guess there's like some stage diving part of it, and he wasn't caught when doing it, and but I don't know, it popped in my head when we were just talking about him, and because I made a note of it, and I was like, because it's very, very noticeable.
I was admittedly a little distracted during to pick up on a detail like that, so props to you, because I was going full film nerd there, or with symbolism. This might be a reach, but get the cheese out of your ears, because I'm about to drop some theory on it. So Neil's house, no furniture, incredibly clean, white, like it's incredibly vacant.
It is,
You wouldn't even think someone was living there. Doesn't have furniture. Chris even makes a remark.
Nothing personal.
But he's right on the beach, he has a view of the water. Looks like paradise out there. The waves are crashing. Neil's thing is he goes, I'm trying to get to paradise or trying to get to retirement, but I'm stuck here now. So he's in this house. It's empty, which you could say is a metaphor for him having no attachments in his life. No commitments. He's essentially got nothing going on personally, but right on the other side of this glass are these big windows. And maybe these windows being like so large, like symbolizes he's right there. He is on the cusp of freedom, and he can see it, you can hear it. Windows are as massive as there, but he's just quite not there yet. And that was kind of my interpretation of the scene. And the only thing that's really sitting in his house is the gun he puts down on the glass table, and his one crew member who's sitting in the house. Like that's all he has is this life of crime and his crew that's around him. But on the other side of this massive thin window is paradise, and where he's trying to get to. Sadly doesn't make it. That's my deep dive for those guys podcast.
That's a good one.
Thank you everyone for listening once again. Whether you're a repeat listener, huge thank you for the support, and if you're recommending to people, massive appreciation for y'all.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
And about a month's time. That is the scheduling period or interval right now. Every month we'll have a new film. We know what the next film is going to be, but we're not in a place where we're going to announce it yet. So
we'll announce that soon. And you can follow us on Spotify, YouTube, X, or formerly known as Twitter, Instagram.
All the stuff. Big shout out to our tech guy, John, for setting all of that up. And don't get attached to anything you can't walk out on in 30 seconds or less. If you see the next those guys' episode get posted up on the internet.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.